on some kitzur of halachos, erev shavuos, in Siman Tov Ein Beis. It's Hilchas Pesach. The Ramah writes over there, mitzvah lirchotz v'legalech erev Yom Tov. It's a mitzvah like erev Shabbos to shower and to take a haircut, especially those which is noig according minhag Arizal, the whole sphere they didn't take a haircut because Arizal said you could take a haircut during sphere only erev shavuos, not even shlosh samei gabola. So anyway, it's definitely mitzvah lirchotz v'legalech erev Yom Tov v'lilvish b'godim noim kamo b'Shabbos. The Alter Rebbe in Hilchas Yom Tov Siman Tov Kuf Choftes adds over there, Lochen Noagul Harbos B'mine Ma'acholim B'Yom Tov Yosram B'Shabbos. That on Yom Tov there's an in of to eat more than even Shabbos, whether it's quantity or quality. And same thing, it says Big Day Yom Tov, they have to be nicer than Big Day Shabbos. And the reason for it, because Shabbos says, V'karosel Shabbos oineg, it's only inyan of oineg. Masha'enk and inyan of simcha, V'samachta b'chagecha, it's only got by Yom Tov, and simcha is greater than oineg. Simcha, oineg, you enjoy what you have. Simcha, you're excited for something new. That's why Yom Tov, you have to have a better food and a better clothing for Yom Tov, more than Shabbos. It's interesting that all the three regolim, at least the first days of the three regolim, the minhag is people don't daven early, even though during Shabbos sometimes some people make early Shabbos. The first days of Yom Tovim, Pesach, Sukkot, Shavuos, they don't make early, but for the different reasons. So we're going to see the nafkamina between them. On Pesach, we don't make it early. The lotion of the Tur, Lagabe Pesach, in Tov Ein Beis, it says, Aval lo yoichel kodem shetechshach. Don't eat before it's dark on Pesach. Afagav de b'shar yom tov yichim loisem michol lakodesh. Other yom tov you could add michol lakodesh. It says on Pesach, wait till it techshach. And the Taz brings over there, because it says, V'chaltem esabosa balayla azeh, Lagabe korban Pesach. And it says, Al matzos u'merurim yichlu. Something you cannot eat the korban Pesach before it's dark. You cannot eat the matzah before it's dark, and memela and the kiddush. It's b'mokem suda. The whole kiddush is shach to that suda. So memela the whole thing, the kiddush, the achilas matzah, the tam bes hamikdash, the achilas korban pesach, or the only one that's night. Oh, so mitzat iker adin, you could have davened early the first night of Pesach also. You could have davened early. The iker hakpeida is the achila, the suda, but l'maisa the minhag olam not to daven early, because people might make a mistake, start the Seder early, so they daven late. Again, the whole thing is coming on Pesach because of there's a mitzvah to eat the Korban Pesach at night, and the Mela, the Matzah have to be eaten like the Korban Pesach, and the Mela, the Kiddush also. Now, that's the Gabe Pesach. The Gabe, the first night of Sukkot, we're learning from Chamish Osar, B'Chodesh Rishon, B'Chodesh Hashvi, Gzer Shava, whatever is on Pesach. Since you're not allowed to do your Su'udah early on Pesach, something on Sukkot. So Sukkot, you cannot do your Su'udah early, like early Shabbos, because it's Gzer Shava Pesach. Okay. Now, what about Shavuos? Shavuos, the Taz brings a different reason. The Taz brings, he says, a minhag, that the Lashon of the Taz, he says, here is the Lashon. In Siman Tov Tzadik Dad, Silchas Pesach. Yesh me'achrin lahatchil arvis b'knisa Shavuos, k'da she'iyah yemei asfira tmimus. Says tmimus you lochem, the mei asfira. If you're going to daven early on Shavuos, you're going to, in the 49 days, that's to be complete, going into 50. So if you're cutting the 49 days, let's say an hour earlier, it's not 24 hours over there, it's 22, 23 hours. That's not tamimus. That's not complete 49 days. That's why it says the minhag on Shavuos to daven only after tzeis, not before. And that's so. According to this nafkamina, and if there is a necessity on Pesach and Sukkot to daven earlier, you could daven earlier. The ikar akpeda on Pesach and Sukkot is the achila of Yom Tov, and the Pesach, the matzahs and the kiddush should be after it's dark. Shavuos, the tefillah cannot be earlier because you're taking off the tmimus. So it comes out, according to this, all the first days of Shalosh Regolim, not for the same reason, we don't do early minyan, we we daven later. Um, um, Now, there's important halacha, maybe not so known, legabe erev shavuos, and it applies mimele because of shavuos to any erev yom tov. It says in the Hilchos Pesach, the Ramo brings it in Tov Samach Ches. The Ramo says, "V'nohagu shel lahakis dom b'shum erev yom tov v'en l'shanos." He brings it briefly. The minhag is not to do any blood work. If you have an appointment with a doctor to do blood work, any akozas dam, any letting blood, or surgery, if it's an emergency, if it's there's doiche hakol, obviously all this inyanim not nagea. But talking about if you're scheduling an appointment and you have to do blood work, it says the hagu, it says chol erev yom tov not to do that. He says en l'shanos. Now he doesn't elaborate. That's all he says about it. The Alter Rebbe, he's the one, I think the only one really elaborates on this halacha. It's the lashon. Go ahead inside. No hagu kol Yisrael shlolak is dam b'shum erev yom tov en l'shanos. That's the Ramo. Then he adds, Yom shavuos kadam matan Torah yotzer ruach sheshmo tvoyach shem lo yikablu Yisrael as Torah. He says hoyo tovech ledomam u'v'soram lefichach yesh sakona ledoyres lakis dom b'oisayom tahainu be'erev shavuos. So that's a Gemara. It's a Gemara in Masechet Shabbos daf Kuf Chavtes Amud Beis. That's the lashon. It's a brief Gemara. Ma'ale yom the Gemara talks about over there which days. Time of Chazal, letting blood, akozas adom was very popular for health purposes. Today they do it only for checking, your different levels, what's in the blood, whether the sugar, whether other things over there. But the time of Chazal, they did it, letting blood as a health. It was a healthy practice. Anyway, so it says, but the Gemara goes over there in the Shabbos Kuf Chavtes Amud Beis, which days you shouldn't walk with us Adom. One of them, the Gemara says, Ma'ala Yom Atzarto, erev shavuos, sakonta. It's a sakona. Gozru Rabbonon Akula Ma'ala Yom Tova. Mishum Yom Tova Atzarto. Then mitzad the sakona was erev shavuos, and mitzad erev shavuos Chazal goes around any other erev Yom Tov, not to do any blood work. The nafke zika comes a ruach, the shmei, ushmei tvoyach. There's a ruach that its name is some kind of bad malach, some kind of ruach that shmei tvoyach, meaning is a butcher. The ilo kibulu Yisrael Torah. If Klal Yisrael was not makabel Torah and Shavuos erev Shabbos erev Yom Tov of Shavuos originally time of Matan Torah came that zika, that ruach of kol tvoyach. If the Jews would not makabel Torah, God forbid, they would butcher them for their flesh and their blood. So Mamela, since it was such a inyan then originally by Matan Torah came such a ruach, such a zika that was sakon, and Mamela they left this inyan that every erev shavuos, because when we say. If I'm not mistaken, Taz brings the spirush Bezman Azeh by all Yom Tovim, by Shechion, by Alanisim, by Yom Bezman Azeh. He says every Yom Tov Bezman Azeh, it's coming, reviving itself. The inyonim of every Yom Tov, the Chanukah, Purim, Pesach. So this inyan of erev Shavuot that the ruach came and it was sakona, if it would not receive the Torah, it's still there. They made takona even Bezman Azeh. That not to do any blood work. Now, and he says, and then he says that because of that, they did a gezeret, like we read from the Gemara, not to do on any other erev Yom Tov. He says, because of Chum, I'll call erev Yom Tov, mishum erev Shavuos, umikol mokim. Be'erev Yom Tov achran shel Pesach muter lakis shakol regel echodu erev Yom Tov of Achron shel Pesach, it's different than other erev Yom because it's a hemshech of Pesach. Ve'ena erev Yom Tov, it's just hemshech of Pesach. Ela emtzei Yom Tov. Aval be'erev Yom Tov achron shel Chag, that means the Hainu b'Hoshana Rabbah osur. So comes out the erev Sukkos, erev Pesach the first day, erev Shavuos, that's the original day, and even erev Shmini Atzad, which is Hoshana Rabbah, it's osur. Shu erev Yom Tov mamash Shmini Atzad is regel from atzmai. Didn't come at dvarim. Okay, so that's one again. That's not so known. This halacha, people should know that if you have any scheduled appointment, better not to schedule for erev Yom Tov if there's any blood work involved over there. Okay, everybody knows there's a minhag to eat machol cholav Cholov on shavuos. Many reasons. I'm not going through this right now. I just want to me'orer that the time we wait after milchik to fleishik, people have different minhagim. So the in Yeredea Peites, the mention of there Allah, the poskim, the shach among them, the zoyar that says to wait 1 hour after milchik for eating flesh. Mitzad ikaradin, mitzad din of the Gemara, you don't have to. You could wash your hands, rinse your mouth, and eat. But that brings from the zoyar over there that you should wait 1 hour. And if you look over there in the lotion of the zoyar, it's Parshas Mishpotim Daf Kuf Chof Hei Amud Aleph. It's a very, very severe lotion, and he brings over there it's could mamash harm the person himself, his children. It's so Memele, it's an inyan really to wait 1 hour. Like it's not only the Mekobolim, like I said, the Shach quotes this, other poskim quote this. It's inyan to wait even after milchig 1 hour before you eat fleishik, and it says also. The Ramah brings this that you should. It's not only enough to wait 1 hour. You have to say also bench. By the way, it's something the other way around. If after fleishik, it's not enough just to wait 6 hours. You have to say bench also. And the Shach adds over there, if there's no birkas hamazon, let's say you ate within wash, you should still say brocha achrona. So it's not enough. Otherwise, you mamshich wherever you are, milchik, fleishik. So it's important after you eat milchik or fleishik to say brocha achrona to make that hefsek. Comes out according to this. If you didn't have kashiur, so you should eat kashiur. Like I said, in order to make that hefsek zman and birkas hamazon or brocha achrona, you should eat kashiur and say, and then wait. Doesn't matter what you said first, but you waited 1 hour for then say bench or bench and then out. As long as you have both together, waiting an hour and saying the bench, you're good. Okay. Okay. I guess that's good for today. Okay. All right. Shkoyach.